it's Wes, and welcome back again to Lost and Found Muscle Cars, where today we are counting down the top 5 lost drag cars. We got something for everybody on this list. Mopars, Fords, Chevys, Pontiacs, and we are on fire with this list because these cars are all worth $500,000 or more, buddy. So with that, number 5. A 1969 Superstock AMX nicknamed Uncle Sam. Why did I pick this car? Simply because there's only 8 unaccounted for Superstock AMXs, and number 1 on my list of those cars is this car, Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam was a race car out of New Mexico, and believe it or not, this car is one of just 53 ever produced by AMC. And what makes Uncle Sam special above the other Superstock AMXs? Well, first of all, it's missing. So there's a chip, share, and a chance for you guys out there that you could find this car, right? Hey, we all got to roll up our sleeves and take a look for this thing. Uncle Sam raced out of New Mexico. And believe it or not, it raced out of a dealership. And it was a small dealership. These guys kind of only stayed local to the southwest area of the United States. So Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, this car flourished around that area. After about 2 years, Uncle Sam was sold, and its next owner retained the name, lowered the script on the car, and campaigned it for a couple more years. Uncle Sam bounced around for a few more years in the mid-70s, and just like that, it disappeared. We believe the car possibly went to Texas. Some sources say that a former monster truck owner bought this car. So have you seen Uncle Sam? Have you seen the monster truck, the Moose? If so, you might have your golden ticket in your hand. Up next, number 4, a 1963 Pontiac Super Duty Tempest Wagon. Campaigned by none other than Arnie the Farmer Bestwick. Now, this is a name you are familiar with here on Lost and Found Muscle Cars, as we were the first people ever to reveal the serial number on his Tempest sedan car. Well, this is its sister car, the Tempest Wagon. Believe it or not, Arnie had 2 Tempests in 1963. He had a Catalina, and lo and behold, he got a GTO that year. Arnie was hauling around $1 million+ worth of cars in 1963, but in 2025 money, right? What makes this wagon special? Well, let's start out with the fact that it is one of only 6 ever produced by Pontiac. It being a wagon makes it even wilder and crazier. Check out the hood scoop on this bad machine. 421 Super Duty under the hood. Only one other Tempest wagon survives to this date. That means 5 of these cars are missing. Arnie's probably being the most valuable of all of them, simply because of what he accomplished in his drag racing career. Now, we do have some information on this car. Arnie totaled this car at one point in time. He buried it on his property. About 27 years ago, somebody came and offered him money and dug up the car, but we don't know where it ended up. That's what these old racers did back in the day. If they wrecked something, they brought it home, and if they had land, they buried it. Just like what Richard Petty did with his 65 Hemi Barracuda. This thing got buried on the property because it was shot. And you know what? Out of sight is out of mind. Arnie the Farmer Bestwick's Super Duty Tempest Wagon is still out there. Dilapidated? Shot? Who knows? Restored? $500,000, guys. This is a big hitting car. So let's hear it for Arnie the Farmer Bestwick. And number 4 on our Lost and Found top drag cars of all time missing list. Number 3, 1969 Boss 429 Butch Leal race car owned by Mickey Thompson. Yes, that Butch Leal, the guy who drove Mopars throughout the 60s. We got him in 1969, teamed up with none other than Mickey Thompson. And what did they have? They had one of the first pre-production prototype 69 Boss 429s. Yes, this was one of the first 8 Boss 429s produced, and it went to Mickey Thompson. And Mickey took this car, painted it blue, put that 69 Boss C stripe on it, and had himself some dual quads under there. And believe me, man, when I met Butch Leal here a couple weeks back, Butch had to tell me right away, Wes, that's the only car with dual quads, Boss 429. I'm like, yeah, Butch, it is. So this is a car that Butch campaigned for a year. Mickey Thompson got back into drag racing, having been in land speed stuff in 68, IndyCar stuff in 67. This Mustang ran for about a year and a half. And just like that, Mickey Thompson sold the car, and it has been missing since the very early 70s. Now, believe it or not, this car is rumored to have gone to Australia. We've done all of our research down there. Nobody has seen this car, but boy, you find Butch Leo's Boss 429 69 Mustang, you got yourself another $500,000 chip. This car is one that is highly desirable. One of the early prototypes, a Boss 429 with Mickey Thompson, Butch Leo, Ford Motor Company. Ooh, cherry on top, baby. Good luck on finding it, guys. Number 2, a 1964 Hemi Plymouth sedan driven by Hayden Prophet. Yes, that Hayden Prophet, the guy who in 62 was in Chevrolet, and 63 was in Plymouth, 64 was in Plymouth, 65 Mercury, 66 Chevy. Oh my God, Hayden was in everything. Campaigned all kinds of cars, but one of my personal favorites is this Plymouth sedan. You know, this was actually back on June of 1964, Hayden received this car. And he was one of the first guys to get a Hemi Plymouth. And of course, there were bugs to be worked out. But once Hayden got this car rolling, he was winning at an 85% clip with this machine. Yes, this factory race Hemi is one of the most successful factory race Hemis of all time. That's what makes it special. That's why it's on my list. But I got a little bit of more information for you on this car. After Hayden was done with this car, he sold it to Al Vanderwood. Yeah, the Flying Dutchman. Dutchman took the car and turned it into an altered wheelbase car. You'll see some photos of that car in 1965. It's still got the red interior in it. This was actually Hayden's old car. From there, it goes east. Yes, all the way across the Mississippi. Yes, from Los Angeles to Wisconsin. And it becomes the Flying Dutchman of the East. Yeah, campaigned for a couple years in this configuration, finally residing then with a guy by the name of Leroy Roeder in 1967, who campaigned it as Earthquake. So the name changes from, Yenko Chrysler Plymouth to the Flying Dutchman to Earthquake. And the last sighting of Earthquake is about 1981. Yeah, this car had been cut up, abused, and used, but it is still a factory original race Hemi. One of those cars that just has such a high pedigree. And if you find this car, folks, let me have first crack at it, please. Thank you. Before we get to number 1, everybody, there are so many cars that slip through the cracks, but I'm going to give you one honorable mention. And that car is a 1969 Yenko Camaro driven by Ed Hedrick. Yes, Ed Hedrick had this Daytona Yellow 69 Yenko Camaro. And he partnered that year with none other than Immortality drag racing legend, the big grump himself, Bill Jenkins. This car actually won a pro stock event. What's amazing and why this car is on this list is because Ed Hedrick won one of the most prestigious events in drag racing, the Gator Nationals. Yeah, this is the only drag racing winning, super major event winning Yenko of all time. That's what makes this car absolutely incredible. And there are so many rumors as to what happened to this car. It had changed hands, changed colors, and possibly ended up with somebody who might not be in good standing with law enforcement. But hey, we'll let you uncover that. This is one of those cars that just misses the cusp, but is absolutely worthy of being on this list. With that, let's get to the grand prize. Number 1, 1965 Shelby GT350 factory drag car. Only 4 factory 65 drag car Shelbys were produced. 3 of them are accounted for. Yes, this is the only missing one. Look at this car. This is a Mel Burns Ford factory race car that was very and highly successful in the SoCal area, campaigning at none other than Lions Drag Strip, which is right over my shoulder here. What makes this car special, and number one on my list, is the rarity and fact that it's a Shelby, and the fact that it's one of only 4 ever built and constructed and approved for usage by none other than Carroll Shelby. He had people inside his network of people who were working for him that wanted to go drag racing. Yes, these Shelbys were meant for going road course racing, but there were some straight line guys in there as well. And they asked Shelby for permission to go racing. And they did, with 4 cars. Don McCain was a prominent Ford drag racer back in the early 60s, campaigning in a 64 Ford Thunderbolt. Well, having been with Carroll Shelby, he went to the big boss and said, Carroll, let's do some drag racing. I think it would be great for marketing for these 65 Shelbys. They were really well known as road course cars. Well, Don McCain's a straight line guy, so he actually got approved 4 builds, 4 factory Shelby 65 drag cars. McCain was very successful with this car, setting ET records at none other than Lions Drag Strip, among other places. The car, though, disappeared around 1967. It is alleged to have been sold and bought by a firefighter, and then the car was stolen from him. Yeah, that's right. This car was stolen in 1967. Was it cut up? Was it chopped up and sold for parts? Was the VIN pulled off and it just sat around as a Mustang? We don't know. But what we do know is if you find this car, you have one of the biggest and most important Shelby cars of all time. Yeah, the drag cars aren't as popular as the road race cars or the Shelby Cobra Rs. But think about it. People who collect Shelbys, there's only 4 people that get to say they would have one of these in the garage. Right now, only 3 get to say that. That's different than the GT350s, the Rs, the other race cars. There were 30, 40 of those. 4 65 Shelby drag cars. How about that? We finish it off with a Shelby Mustang. Well, guys, what'd you think of my list, huh? Did I oversell it? Were there cars on there I missed? I'll bet you there are. Underneath in the comments, I want you to tell me what you think is the most important missing factory race car or drag car. Tell me about some other cars, maybe local cars that were really fast in your neck of the woods that the public might not know about. Tell us about those cars. We love hearing from you. This is Wes on Lost and Found Muscle Cars, and we'll see you down the road.